I am joined now, 90 Day Franchise fans, by Tania and Syngin. How are you two? Good to see you.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Yeah, I think we're doing well, coping with the whole COVID thing and everything. But other than that, I think we've been doing pretty well.
Yeah, so where are you guys right now?
We're currently living in Connecticut in our new place that you'll be seeing on the new season.
So you guys, you went on the show. We loved watching you. But as everybody encounters, I think when they go on any reality show, you have ups and downs. You have fan support and you have the fan feedback that's a little more critical. How did you feel about doing another season? Were you apprehensive?
I think it's definitely different behind the scenes than we filmed for a long time and only so much makes the screen. So it's a good balance of realizing, of course, people are going to be upset what they see. That's why it's a #1 show. But at the end of the day, we know our love for each other and we know what's going on. And
yeah, it's definitely always hard having hundreds and thousands of people, chirping in on your relationship, giving you relationship advice when they kind of don't know your status, and it gets a lot, So doing the second season was definitely we're gonna do this all again, but we did it and we liked it, and here we are.
So what is your relationship status, for the record?
So for the record right now,
you have to watch and see, are we happily ever after or not?
You're gonna tell me that? Okay, you guys are sitting together. Are you holding hands right now?
Here's my hand. I don't know.
Are you together right now?
So right now there's a lot of things going on and we can't quite clearly state on that. So yes.
Okay. Are you in a good place right now?
I think we're both in a good place of mind and a good mindset. Yeah, I hope.
Tania?
Yeah, we're doing good.
Well, for the record, you guys are you're quarantining together right now?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are quarantined together.
Okay. Tania, you especially, I think, got some criticism as the show aired in you guys' first season. Would you guys say that you have changed at all after watching yourselves and your relationship back on TV? Is there anything that you learned from it and adjusted as you watched yourselves play back?
It has been tough watching yourselves. I was very I can't watch myself jumping all around in the living room. Oh, shit, did I really say that? So there's definitely going into the next season, your mind automatically does these little checks. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. That might be the best. Your mind does go through situations where you're in, and just to check yourself and remember that there's millions of people watching.
Definitely probably wouldn't have done anything too differently. I think a lot of it came from the heart. There was a lot of emotions there. And it is what it is.
A whole lot of emotions.
Well, you guys really kind of put yourselves through the ringer because everybody in this franchise deals with someone making a big move, but then Syngin got here, and Tania, you had to leave to go on that, I guess I'd call it a retreat that you went on where you were learning about wellness. What would you say looking back at that decision? You got a lot of criticism for that, for leaving him in America, and I'm wondering what you have to say to those people and if you still stand by that decision.
Yeah, going to Costa Rica in the middle of the 90 days, of course, wasn't the best option, but it was something that we both decided before he even flew here that I wasn't going to cancel my trip there. And for everyone who is very upset about that, I went, I did what I had to do. I'm still, doing what I can with herbs. I'm currently about to actually make a mix tonight. And I wouldn't change that for anything.
You guys had also you had those moments where Tania, you were kind of going out and having fun, and Syngin was wanting you to check in with him more. Seeing that back, I'm wondering if that started discussions and if the way that you guys just check in with each other and go out socially, I know we're in a pandemic now, but has that changed at all? Because that was something you really butted heads on in terms of your relationship communication.
Yeah.
Has it changed?
I don't think it has changed much, to be honest.
But it's not like I go out that much for it to be a thing. So it hasn't really changed.
I know it would stay the same. I think I'd always get the same answer, to be honest. So.
And it's not that I don't check in.
You just started it right now.
What has it been like for you two to have this quarantine time together? I think it's affecting everybody's relationships. How has it affected yours?
Okay, yeah, I'll go first. It's definitely it's a lot. Spending time with a loved one all the time gets a lot. You get on each other's nerves. Sooner or later you're gonna start arguing about who wants to put the coffee cup in the sink, so something like that. You do get on each other's nerves, and we're both people who kind of like our little free space as well, even though we're married and all that. So there's definitely been a little bit of bumping heads and disagreements, but for the most of all, nobody stabbed anybody or anything yet, so.
I haven't put a fork through his hand, so we're good.
Okay.
And we've seen some little moments in the trailer, but they're little moments that are big. We see you go back to South Africa. Syngin, I think we hear you say you wish you'd never left. And I'm wondering why that is and what that moment feels like for you.
Yeah, so for me, it was very overwhelming. Going back home, it was a really, really crazy experience, and it really made me feel homesick at that time, and I was contemplating, was this really the right move I'm doing? Family over here, life in America. You'll see a lot of things was going on with my family as well, so there's a whole backstory to all that, but definitely, thinking whether coming to America was the right decision or not, it crossed my mind.
So was it the right decision?
I think for my immediate future, yes. I think I am on the right path.
He misses being barefoot everywhere and ostriches running past his house.
Tania, what was that like for you? We see you have kind of an emotional moment with Syngin's family involved. How were you feeling during that?
There's definitely a mix of emotions. A lot comes out. It was kind of a build-up moment. I think being newlyweds and actually now we were together for 1.5 years before the 90 days, and we actually lived together. But even during that time, it's very much vacation mode. We were traveling, and there was no settling of roots. So, now that we're in that process, there's been a lot that's been coming out, and just questions and wondering: Are we making the right decisions? Are we doing the right things? Are we meant to be? And that kind of just boils over that night.
Well, that was something that came out too with the whole soulmate discussion for you guys on the first season. How do you feel about that right now? Are you meant to be?
Okay, you can get this.
I was I definitely know our souls were destined to cross paths, and I definitely never mind. So philosophical, because I'm meant to be, what does meant to be even mean? Do I see myself with you forever? I do. And do I see you being the father of children? I do. And do I see us being old and cranky old people together waiting for a bus just to make fun of the little kids coming off the bus? Probably, yeah, I do.
Yeah, look,
but
that whole topic, that definitely exploded a Pandora's box, as they say. That was a hot topic. A lot was going on, and it was very tough to hear that. It's still something we're looking into a little bit more. There's still a little bit of a slight open door to that conversation still, but yeah. I
will say, if relationships were built only on love, we would have the best relationship ever. But we're two people. We're two individual people with our own habits and likes and dislikes and mind thoughts, and and if we can blend all that together, then we'll see.
I'll be honest, it's kind of sounding like we see at some point maybe a breakup between you two. Does it get to that point?
Yeah, I don't quite know how to answer that. You're gonna have to
watch and see
how that rolls out.
All right, well, let me fire some stuff at you. Syngin, do you have a job right now? Babies were also a topic for you too.
We have kids. I do definitely want to raise them out here in the States.
You want me to come here and build a family, but you don't even recognize me as your soulmate.
Where are we at with that?
So yeah, the baby situation, I would say, is still hanging in the closet. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, I'm sorry about that.
he's still trying to figure it out, and I'm trying to figure out what's a healthy boundary for me. You know, I'm not going to pressure him into having kids or not, or even pressure him into making a decision. But I need to figure out for me, like, how long do I feel comfortable waiting? I want to start planning this future. I want to think about what's it look like to start building and having a stable life to bring children into this world. So, and I'd like to plan that with my husband, but we'll see.
I mean, that one was a big line in the sand for you guys. You said, look, this might be a deal breaker for me. It sounds like you're still evolving it. I don't want to be too invasive, but it sounds like you're not like planning the nursery upstairs and expecting anytime soon.
I wish.
No.
Okay.
There's no paint being bought or anything like that. So.
Okay.
I did scare him. I had my annual the other day, and I'm like, I have to go back for an ultrasound, babe. They think I may be pregnant. He like freaked out.
Okay. But it sounds too like that's still a line in the sand for you, Tanya. You keep saying it's very important for you.
It is. I really, really want children. I want to be a mom.
Is there a timeline on that being a deal breaker if you aren't able to have kids in X amount of years?
Not really so much like have kids in X amount of years. It's the fact that like I want to start being able to plan for that and start setting up a timeline. And that's not possible, you know, with Syngin, who isn't sure if he wants kids or not yet, you know, and I don't want to have my own separate timeline for our future. And so what does that look like? And that's something I'm trying to figure out.
Syngin, how do you help her figure that out?
The only thing I can kind of do to help that, I also have no time frame in my mind. I'm not going to wake up in the morning and say, oh yeah, I would like a child today. You know, so, you know, I'm interacting a lot more with Tanya's sister's baby. You know, I'm just kind of playing and see how that will be. I changed the nappy for the first time the other day. That was some crazy ass but we did it. So yeah, just trying to get myself more familiar with children and see what that does to my mind. See how I really feel.
I'm wondering, Syngin, though, if you, where you might say, if there's been progress or forgiveness on some things that maybe hurt either of you in the past. You know, you were very hurt in that moment where Tanya said she thought her ex might be her soulmate. Have you had moments of forgiveness or progress about specific things that fans saw between you two?
Yeah, you know, exactly. Like, there's a lot of ups and downs. A lot of things were said that feelings were hurt. You know, even after the scenes, we still continue those discussions. The argument still kind of goes on, you know. But for myself, in order for me to like kind of not sit with anger and all that kind of stuff, I have to learn to let go and kind of understand other people's mindsets as well. And in that, it kind of takes away the stress and anger that I feel inside me, you know, and it kind of sets me free. So
have you moved forward from that argument?
Yeah, you know, I definitely don't wake up in the morning and resent her about that. You know, as I say, it's still a topic we sometimes bring up and still something we're searching into more, where we can both feel comfortable with the end result.
I think you two were both being vocal about, you know, even all the movements that are happening right now. What was it like for you to use your platform there, and why did you want to?
That for me was a very significant moment. You know, I'm here in America right now. A huge movement is happening. Tanya is the one who actually shaped my mind, not shaped my mind, but introduced, you know, how racism works and what really is behind the scenes and how black and brown people really feel. And, you know, that was very empowering for me. So for me to go out that day, just to go live and show everybody, although I got a lot of hate for it, but I don't care. You know, you have to show what you stand for. You get this platform all of a sudden out of the blue, you know, one day you're normal, next day, bam. So you kind of want to figure out, well, how's the best to use your platform. So I think that was just a movement that really touches all of us, you know.
There's intensity out there right now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Tanya, what was that like for you to walk him through and, you know, to be trying to kind of have those conversations, especially when you have a partner who's from another country who now is here and there's so much history in the US with everything that people have been through here?
Yeah, it's been a lot. I mean, I think ever since I've kind of met Syngin, we've talked about racism and like what that is and how it shows up. And it's been just ongoing conversations and ongoing, like, let's watch this documentary on Netflix. And, you know, so we actually watched one by Ava called 13, and that like blew his mind open. So I'm just grateful that Syngin like so down to like listen and learn and like be ready to like think things through that he probably would have never thought before. So definitely grateful for that.
Well, yeah, and coming from South Africa, it's like there's so much that has happened there, and then you're here, and and that's a lot to reconcile and process. You know, we saw, Tania, your family a lot on the first season. How do your mom and your sister feel about things with you and Syngin at this point? Your sister even kind of sometimes seemed to have a lot of criticism for you and sided with Syngin on a lot of things.
Yeah, my sister is definitely a huge Syngin fan. Even in this
Which is
season.
good.
Yeah. Oh, it's really good. But my mom, I swear, like when my mom really likes Syngin, and there'd be times that we're like out together, if we're like out to eat or anything like that, we the three of us, and sometimes I feel like the third wheel. Like they get along really well, even though I think Syngin doesn't see it sometimes. I'm like, no, like she really likes you. Like you don't notice how I just sit here and you two are talking. So it's like, it's nice to have that.
Syngin, is there any chance you're going back to South Africa?
I don't really know what to say to that. Yeah,
if we had kids, I promise we'd live out there half the year.
Let's cut the kids out of this one. But yeah, there's definitely a lot going on, so we're gonna have to see.
Tania, what do you feel about that possibility?
I've always been down to kind of live in South Africa. When we first met before traveling to Thailand, I was ready to like move out to South Africa permanently. Well, like temporarily permanently, like a year or two. I think currently our best bet is to be here in the States, making, you know, the US dollar and just really being able to save up. And then I'm kind of down to see where the future takes us. I definitely want roots here in the States, but doesn't mean it needs to be full time.
Yeah. I can re-answer on that comment. Sorry, because I thought you were talking about like immediate. Yeah, for long term, you know, I would definitely like to own property.
Okay.
In South Africa, where my family is, and so on. You know, so that's also a big discussion between us, because I'm almost like I want to buy a property abroad before in America first, and she's America first, then abroad. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering is, you know, because it's such a thing in the trailer of you guys going back and all that, I'm wondering if where you live is along the same lines of the kids thing on the deal breaker level. Like, is there a potential for where you live being a major issue in your relationship?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that as well, quite deep, you know, and it's definitely also a thing.
Still in discussion. We have a lot of talks, whether we make decisions or not, but at least we're talking, right? That's the good thing.
How emotional does this season get? We saw quite a lot from you on season 1. Will we see tears, breakdowns? What do we see from you here?
This was for me a very emotional roller coaster, going down, back down. You'll get to see the main reason of going down and everything. There's a real cliffhanger, and yeah, it was a very surreal moment. Ups and downs. You did literally with your wife, and you're like, damn, should I even go back home with my wife? It's definitely a lot. I would say this was more emotional than last season as well.
Yeah, high emotions.
So you were questioning. You were questioning even returning to the U.S.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you got back here. What brought you back?
You know, as I say, I committed, you know, and I think there's a good future in America right now for me, and there's got good things going on here and everything. And, you know, obviously it's all because of this girl next to you, but, you know, if that doesn't work out, I think I will be on the first plane out of here. I don't think I'll be staying around in America or so on.
You guys are couples that have been through traveling across the world, living apart, doing long distance, these really huge, big things for a relationship. And, you know, through it all, you two are sitting here together. I'm talking to you here together, and you're looking in each other's eyes and you're complimenting each other, and you can see that you two care for each other. So what I'm wondering is just, what is your driving force? What's kept you two in each other's lives through all the ups and downs that you've been through in only the past couple years, from travel to car accidents to pandemics to it all?
Yeah, you know, I think there's a lot come down to love and personal characteristics. You know, I think there's a lot of love between us. I like Tanya for who she is, how she goes about doing her thing, you know. Although I go about doing my thing, that can sometimes clash, you know, but I still love who she is and what she stands for and what she does. So during all those hard times and everything goes on, I think that's just one of the main things that keep us going, that we know we can be great together, but we just got to figure it out.
Yeah.